seeing this winners finals.
I'm sure I would too. Yeah. I haven't watched matches intensely like I used to. When I really was into this, I'd watch everything intensely and like break it down. And that's also how you learn things, is you break down things that are good and not just random players.
Right. I feel like at least with this set, maybe it's because I see it fairly often. Like when Dabuz does enter bracket, because it's worth noting he comes to AON nearly every week, but he does so mostly
He's been coming lately, yeah.
He does mostly to just play Super Mario Party or to do friendlies with people. Like he'll literally like come through when doubles is going, do friendlies with people that ask him, and then when singles starts, he just dips.
Have you ever seen him ask anyone for friendlies though? He just weird stuff. Like it's weird. Like he just come up to you and be like, but like you don't want to miss a chance to play the buzz.
Yeah.
you don't want to miss a chance because most people say this, like it's more engaging to play a really good player than just a friend that you play all the time.
Yeah. Because
so you don't want to pass it up, but meanwhile he's just like he literally like to me one time, like I guess like
he's such a character.
He's unique for sure.
Like when you get used to his quirks, I think he's one of the best, most
Why the music freak out for a second?
Oh, it's an issue with a wire somewhere in our
Gotcha.
runnings.
I just assumed the Wii U is terrible.
I mean the Wii U is terrible, but it has nothing to do with the wire.
Gotcha.
Sad system.
Sad system. Hoarded out of existence.
Actually.
All I needed, the Super Mario Maker is like a last holdout, I think.
That's it. That's all they need to do. They brought it to the 3DS. Big mistake. They bring it to the Switch. Perfection.
Oh, they brought it to the 3DS?
Yep.
Oh, get console's done. The only reason to have one is for the HD Zelda remakes. And by HD Zelda remakes, I mean only Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't play Wind Waker because it's not a good game.
I love Wind Waker. I don't think it's a good Legend of Zelda game.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for agreeing.
Hot take. The Wii U right now exists for Zelda remakes, Pikmin 3, and Mario 3D World.
I forgot about Pikmin 3.
I mean, real rap, the Wii U exists for Brain Age Train Your Brain 2.
Isn't that like the most?
I mean, also
Most sold 3.5 months in a row. Mostly because that's the workaround for getting it to work as a hacked machine. And it's currently the best emulation device on the market that isn't your home computer.
I mean, there's also
I might actually do that with mine.
There's also Game & Wario, right?
No, Brain Age is like the...
I mean, just as far as things to use the Wii U for.
So we're
Twilight Princess HD. This game for another month and a half.
Yeah, actually. It's going to be so... Like, I intend for us to keep a couple of Wii U's for people...
Who's going to buy them?
No one's going to buy... Like, we're going to try and sell them, like, cheap. It's weird because the Wii U can be a hack system, or there are going to be people who just want to play Smash 4 after
You could do that thing, I think it was...
Look, we could sell a $40 paperweight. It's fine.
One of the military branches wired together a bunch of PS4s and made a supercomputer.
It was PS3s.
PS3, whatever.
But still, like, yeah, that is, I think, still the strongest supercomputer the Air Force has.
I don't know if it's definitely the most cost-effective. Without doubt.
Oh, no, yeah. You spend, like, a good couple of weeks on eBay, and all of a sudden you just have a supercomputer.
Oh, no, they probably do. I'm sure there wasn't one guy in the army like, I got this one for $200. I'm sorry. I can't imagine government spending being like that.
No, this is the Air Force. You got to bear in mind. So they might have
get honorably discharged as a designated eBay sniper. Confirm your kills.
Dude, that is I think you get the Medal of Honor for that now.
All right, so the Lilac Game 1 happened, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Lilac. Wonderful.
It's really funny because Lilac itself is not a particularly, like... We don't see it very jank-heavy here at home.
I think it's still fine. I just don't practice on it anymore, so I don't want to play on it anymore.
Which is fair, because, like, the characters who pick into Lilac and the players who pick into Lilac, more importantly...
It's usually the players just practice on it, and it's like, oh, I know stuff, and I bet they don't. And it's mostly that you can aerial on the shield and slide away on the angles, or you have some good shark or combo extension off the platform.
Like, characters are either zoning in one way or another, or the players
the other
are, like,
character's
super...
up, he's just sad.
Yeah.
It's the other option. You get hit. Just hitting the wall.
He's just like, he's hanging on the ledge and then just drops.
It's sad.
It really is. Fortunately, we don't see that too often here. Like, we'll see characters hang on the ledge and then grab it last second. But, like, I don't think, at least in a while.
I remember having the bars at Yoshi.
Did it?
Yeah.
I did not see that set. That probably happened while I was in the middle of doing something.
Yeah.
That would be something that happens to bars too.
Yeah, it was a big move. I think he was playing. It might have been Dabuz. I really don't remember.
If it was to make it into top 8, then it was against Raptor.
Or from Winners, I think it was Dabuz.
Oh, then it was Dabuz.
I honestly just don't recall. Yeah, that was a bear.
That was the bear. That did it. Dabuz's decent back air spacings are always super good because it's like normally Rosa back airs.
I think Luma's bear comes out later than Rose's, and that's why that worked there. Or it lasts longer, whatever. I know there's a bunch of weird
its frame data is just disjointed by a couple of frames. So like it starts up a little later, lasts a little bit longer. But also like if you desync it well, you're adjusting that even further. But then also you're taking a hitbox that's effectively like the Tetris piece that's a Z shape, and now you're extending that further.
What Tetris piece do you consider a Z?
I don't know what to properly call it.
Do you mean like the
one that's
the little guy, the little stair?
Yeah, staircase one.
Okay. I would never call that a Z in my life.
It has a name.
I'm one of those master race people that crosses their Z's and their 7s.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
You're supposed to do that for your 7s, like the way that.
You're supposed to do it for your Z's too. You're all supposed to do it if you like your professor's reading your handwriting. So,
is it a 7 or is it a 1?
Also for reading your own handwriting. Math classes where there's a lot of Z's and 7s and 2s.
That is true.
What? I'm an engineering major. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay.
Smashville happened.
Smashville did happen. It's like even percent. Ooh, we gonna get a little jab? No. That could have tripped up his DI if he thought he was going up.
That's what I mean. The desync back air.
Oh.
Oh god, that was gross.
Oh, did you see his face? Oh, he was happy about that one.
That was gross.
Yep.
It just covers so much space so effectively. Luma is just,
Ooh,
love it. Oh no, forward air very much like Ness's forward air, with
how it's not all like it's not good.
It's not good, but with a lot of rage, it calculates itself really well. And even though it's a bit harder to space, because
that was a phantom, he would have died.
Like, some nonsense could have occurred.
Nonsense, bro.
Like, Dabuz is the proprietor of nonsense when it comes to tight situations. Mind you, it's whether or not it's his character.
That's like every top player.
Nah, like amongst the top players, like
you're telling me Nairo's not up there?
Nairo's one of them.
Tell me Ally's not up.
I would not say Ally.
No, Ally. Yeah, I'd take that one back. That was a bad choice.
But like, whether or not it's playstyle or character, and I would argue a mixture of both.
That was a really quick bear.
Vinnie wanted that Luma gone.
We're almost at that F tilt kill percent.
That's a magical percentage.
I wonder what that is.
It's got to be in like the late 170s for the opponent. Although with this range, yeah, you don't need to worry about that.
Yep.
Bouncing Fish going to get the job done just right. And with 99%, it's a weird rage threshold, but it's not a terrible one.
He's got enough rage, so I don't know if Sheik's Fair normally knocks back Luma like that, or if the rage helped it. I think the rage would help it there.
See, now Vinny's in that spot where it's like, okay, rage is going to be kind of OD. His combo is going to be kind of different, but he manages well with it because of how he plays his Sheik. Like, I feel like it's situations like these that really help separate Vinny from the rest of the top
yeah,
Sheiks.
then I think Dabuz has gone on record saying if you're in a tight spot, just up smash till it hits.
It's the Super Mario up smash. It covers a really good amount of space.
Really good, yeah. It's bigger than everyone gives it credit for the most part. Or at least I gave it credit for until I realized how big it was.
It's because it's that crescent shape.
Yeah, it's quick. Yeah, we're getting the cloud.
Nice. Vinny Cloud doesn't come out too often, but it's usually a nice counter pick. I long for the day when Vinny goes to his Rosa for the counter pick. We don't get to see the Vinny Rosa anymore.
Didn't lose the tweaks, DK.
Maybe?
I think it did. Oh! That was a really good spike, but he couldn't get the down tilt.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough percentage yet, and Dabuz reacted.
Yeah, he was at like 10, whatever it was. That was a phantom.
I love when phantoms happen in Smash
I hate
4.
it. Oh, I hate it. I don't get tilted off of much stuff. Whenever I get a phantom, I just get tilted for the rest of the game.
Oh, the same thing happens with me. It's just like, your spacing's so good, it's too good.
Like, yeah. Like, I'd rather not know.
Like, the fact that there's, like, a logical reason for them to happen.
And I also have this habit of calling it out whenever I see one now.
You'll find that it happens fairly often when people are trying to fight Vinnie. Not so much for Vinnie himself. Mostly because, like, you have to be really aware of your spacing.
Yeah.
So that you don't enter his, like, his space and then overextend by even a tiny bit, or else he takes full advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd say it happens more with spacing characters. Just because there's bigger moves, and I just feel like that would make sense. But yeah.
Like, on the more general sense, it's definitely happening with characters that have to play the spacing game more.
Chase. That was a good chase. Rosa really didn't have many good options.
Good patience on Vinnie. I remember a while ago, a lot of players complained about the idea of not doing anything for your tech option, and like how that was the best option.
It's low key the mix up. Yo, get up attack, like stand up attack, I think is the actual word that makes sense. It's just sometimes it's just really good.
Like the top most option, just stand up. Like
I don't think anyone ever does that.
But that's why it's so good, because it's like it happens. And it's like, what do? They haven't repositioned themselves. They're not really in lag.
Yeah,
oh
they don't have that. Wow. Yeah. I know Smashville's a good Rosa stage, but I don't think it's a good Rosa stage against Cloud like that. He got caught exactly where I want him there.
Lost in the sauce. That's how it happens. Like, Cloud's aerials just let you cover it so well.
Yeah, Cloud's aerials are probably the best in the game. Yeah.
As far as like general coverage, I would agree with that, but like
in terms of it's
because you'll get rogue picks like Falco's back air. And like Falco's characters,
but as a whole, the rest of his aerials aren't good.
Yeah, that's
like, the whole top 5 have really good aerial kits.
Yeah, I think that's just like Cloud's claim to fame, because it's not even the fact that like he himself has some of the best aerials. It's just that all of his aerials are some of the best aerials.
Yeah, there's like the only one's fair, which you can call out on.
Yeah, like fair.
Oh, we're back to Sheik.
I think it's the stage.
Yeah, I think it's the stage. I agree.
Because if Vinnie sets himself up and he starts cooking, the juggle game is intense.
You just gonna keep up, Aaron?
Like, Vinnie needs to do his best to make sure that that little hexagon in the middle of the stage just never gets touched by Rosalina. The longer this battle stays on the ledges, the more that he's winning.
That's where Sheik's really winning. And then you miss a dash grab because you accidentally dashed or whatever, or you just missed it. It feels bad.
If he had the timing right on that, that would have been done.
It's just up there. It's like there's gotta be at least 15 up airs this game.
That was a good up air. I think it's less the fact that it's like the up air itself is so strong.
How do you get the jab off?
Mash.
Oh yeah, that was an up smash. Oh no.
That's cheesy. Yo, you couldn't see it.
You know for a fact it's because he didn't dash back far. He's dashed back because he saw it, just didn't dash back far enough.
I hope the Void Grenade is better in Ultimate.
Yeah, especially now that the whip's on the Belmonts. There's no reason to long for it. If you really like the whip so much, you can just go play the Belmont. Also, that can be the most annoying move in the game, I feel like.
Oh, what? Like standing jab for the Belmonts? Or there's just like
the whip.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle?
No, like cheek side B from Melee. Like
oh, yeah.
The Belmonts have that, I think, right?
Yeah, they have that on all of their normals.
Oh, wait, that's on a normal? That's not a special?
No.
That's dumb.
It's a normal. You just have to hold the A button
That's
and then, like, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Stop doing that. We gotta stop giving characters that option. It doesn't make for fun.
I can only imagine how how doubles is going to be in ultimate. Doubles is going to be so weird in
I'm
ultimate.
a little nervous as a doubles aficionado because doubles is already a little stigmatized by people bad at doubles, and then they're changing the percents, like the amount of like percent you do on moves in doubles.
Yeah.
And if the knockback formula is like Smash floors, that's going to change the amount of knockback. So that's going to be like a legitimate reason, even though it's a bad one. Like it's a real reason that's not like doubles. Stigmatize it.
I'm curious to see how certain players are going to adapt to the double changes, because when it comes to Long Island, at least, I argue Vinny's one of the best doubles players.
We've got very good doubles players in the Buzz.
I know Long Island traditionally is like really strong doubles wise, and that's gonna bring us to Game 5.
Wow, yeah.
Well, like PM, Melee, Brawl, even Smash 4, especially so. I would say like we're good at doubles.
Yeah.
That's this this region can say that just that in general. We're good at doubles.
Oh yeah, because we have like a few powerhouses.
And I hope that
Vinnie,
stays in.
We got Vinnie and Eric. If you want to count that, you can.
I would.
If you, I never know if I should count him or not.
He counts.
I feel like I should, like, because I know he's from Long Island, but he doesn't really contribute to the scene like the other ones do.
Yeah. He's like taken strides too as of late.
Yeah.
It's not a lot, but like he's starting to.
Yeah, and I get it's not for everyone. I'm not saying I'm faulting him for it. I'm just saying it doesn't. That's just like a fact.
Like it's not like how the Loft is in Ohio, and like they don't,
cheap rent.
They
I
don't.
don't know if that's the reason, but I'm sure it's part of.
I'm pretty sure that's
yeah,
why,
like
because it's Ohio.
Yeah, and there's for some reason a very popular scene in the Midwest, probably because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, it's that's the Midwest, man. I always goof on the Midwest.
Like I'm always just amazed at the fact that Hawaii produced a top player in the world. Because like if I lived in Hawaii, like I guess maybe it's different if you live there, but I just don't think I would play that many video games.
I mean, the weather's got to be bad. So like
no, it's like 70s all year.
Occasionally there's got to be like rain.
I guess.
You're gonna catch me surfing during like some
I
hailstorm.
I don't know. You know, Hawaii has never hit a temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
That sounds delightful.
Hawaii and Alaska are the only two states that have it.
Yeah, but Alaska has mosquitoes the size of small birds, so like they can have that.
I mean, Alaska's cool, but I would like to visit.
I'd like to go see whales in Alaskan water, and that's about that.
I think DK Will went to the Alaskan. They like flew out DK Will and he won, and he just went hiking around Alaska. That sounds like a great time.
I hope Will comes back.
I want to be good enough to get flown to Alaska.
That's a dead Vinnie.
To be first seed in the tournament with a group of players that never go anywhere else. That's my goal. That's my new goal for Ultimate. Be good enough to get flown to Alaska. I mean,
regions do it.
I'd be ecstatic. Are you kidding me? I'd say yes in a heartbeat. Go around hiking in Alaska for a bit.
That does sound pretty dope. Like Texas flew out Vinnie for their locals right before Low Tier City 4, I want to say, was the one where he got.
Yeah, Florida,
that's where he took out MKLeo.
Florida threw out Eric.
Yeah, they flew out Eric and Venia.
Oh yeah, Venia, yeah.
And that's really good for Venia. He's a player who never gets a chance to travel.
Yeah, for whatever reason. I don't know.
He's got a busy work schedule. That's what, at least that's what I remember.
I learned recently that he works with kids in pools.
Yeah,
and I never knew that. Like, I didn't know there were other. Like I gotta talk to him about that at some point to help my own job. That's nice. This is definitely Game 5, and we've definitely ignored all of it.
Yeah,
and it's definitely
it's a tense Game 5. Don't get me wrong.
I haven't really been watching, but it looks like it's gone in Dabuz's favor.
It is, like, quite handedly so.
Yeah. Ooh,
but like,
it's gonna be limit.
It's limit, no doubt. So, okay, yeah, that'll do it though. See, honestly, that's why, like, I'm not really popping for this one, because it's like Vinnie always gets to this point, but then it's always right before Dabuz like bunkers down and just does the Dabuz thing. Like he'll just play true to what Rosa can do.
For sure. Everyone has